What is up, everybody? We are going to be listing our top Pikmin bosses from worst to best. We're going to be listing them all. And, I know it's going to be different. Usually in Hunter's Arcade, we do plush videos or maybe some slideshows. But this time is going to be different. And before we begin, I just want to say that this is my opinion and my opinion only. So if you guys are like, no, this boss doesn't suck or something, and I think it's not that good, it's my opinion only. And I'm not including the bosses from Pikmin Adventure and Hey Pikmin. Now, let's begin. At number 23, we have the Pileated Snagret. Now, the only reason why this is in last place is not because I don't like the boss or how it looks or anything. It was kind of boring and simple, and it's like, I don't know. It was a long boss, and all it did was eat one Pikmin and die. That's really how it dies. It wasn't that interesting for me, and I didn't like it too much. At number 22, we have the Raging Longlegs, and this thing is awesome. I just completely forgot about it till I did research for this video, and it's not, just like the Pileated Snagret, it's not memorable at all for me. I don't know. At number 21, we have the Giant Bread Bug. Now, this thing is pretty cool, but all you really have to do to kill it is steal his donuts and steal stuff from his mouth, and it dies. It's very simple and not, it's just super easy. I don't even know if you can die. At number 20, we have the Puff Stool. Now, this thing, I wanted to put it higher on my list. It's the first ever Pikmin boss, and I really like this thing. There's so much other bosses that are better than it. But it does have a special place in my heart because it is the very first Pikmin boss you ever see. At number 19, we have the Titan Dweevil. Now, this thing is amazing, and it was a great final boss for Pikmin 2. It just, again, like all the others, I know I'm sounding like I'm repeating myself. It's just not memorable at all. At number 18, we have the Gulix. Now, I think it's a pretty popular boss, and I don't know, it was really easy. You just have to throw all your Pikmin at its eyes, and then wait. And it's not even fast, like, it's not even, like, you really have to work hard to avoid it. You just have to stand back. And we have the Man-at Legs. Now, this thing is pretty awesome, and it reminds me of another cartoon character, Man-at-Arms, that looks nothing like that, but has a similar name. And I really like it because it's the only machine boss in the game. It's the only boss that is not, well, there's some that aren't natural, but this is the only, like, technology-based boss. And yeah, it's pretty cool. It was very long and kind of boring. It was also hard. Next, we have the Beady Longlegs. Now, this thing is pretty awesome. It's the second boss in the Pikmin games, and if it was in Pikmin 2 also. And yeah, you had to throw your yellow Pikmin at the big ball in the center, and I guess it was pretty hard because you had to aim it upwards, and it's harder to do that in the Pikmin games, especially when it's like right above you. But I don't know, it was a pretty cool boss. It was also kind of long, depending on how good you are at the game. But yeah, that, number 15, we have our first Pikmin 3 boss, which is a sand-belching mirror slug. This boss was amazing, especially that attack where it goes under and the whole arena like collapses down and you have to run up. That was a really awesome attack. It was very annoying, but it was pretty cool. And I would have it higher up on my list. It wasn't like, it doesn't look as cool as some of the others. And that's really what I'm going by, like looks, gameplay, and attacks. At number 14, we have another Pikmin 3 boss, the Quaggled Myreclops. This thing is awesome, and I never noticed it had 3 eyes, but I do now. And I think this is like one of the most popular Pikmin 3 bosses. It's the biggest one, and I understand why it's like a favorite, because it is amazing. I'm not the biggest fan of it. That's why it's at number 14. But there's like, it could be worse. At number 13, we have the Raging Bloister. This thing is awesome, and its tongue vibrates so much it looks like it has 7 tongues. Like on this picture, it looks like it has 7 tongues, but it's just one. I don't know. But it was a pretty cool boss because you had to use a certain strategy with the captains for it, and I never learned that strategy and died a lot. At number 12, we have the Armored Maudad, and this thing was an amazing first boss for Pikmin 3, and it was so cool because you had to shatter all of its crystal shell things with the rock Pikmin and throw all of your red Pikmin at it until it killed it. And it could be easy, and it could also be hard, but it was a good boss. At number 11, we have the Mamuda. And the thing is, this isn't even a hard boss. This isn't too hard of a boss, and but it just looks hilarious. Like, look at that. It looks really, really funny, and that's why I like it so much. And I've always liked it since I first saw it because I laughed so much when I saw that. It was hilarious, and yeah, that's why it's at number 11. Down to our final 10, and taking the spot number 10 is Empress Bullblax. She was an amazing boss. Like, the way she rolled around, it felt so intimidating because it was a giant worm bulborb thing that spawns in a bunch of bulborb larvas. And I believe you fight it twice in Pikmin 2. I might need to double check that. But it was still an amazing boss nonetheless, and I don't know, it was fun and it was creative, and I really liked it. In number 9, we have the Segmented Crobster. I think I pronounced that right. I don't know. But this thing was cool because it was so big, it rolled around, and I'm a big fan of crab-like bosses. I don't know, not just me, but I think it looked really cool and deserves a spot number 9. At number 8, we have the Scarlet Maestro. I don't know, it took me a while to pronounce that. But this thing takes the spot of number 8 because it looks creepy. I mean, look at that. Like, it plays creepy music with its mouth and just those eyes, and it's like a mix of a hummingbird and a bee. I don't know. And it was a really awesome boss way. It commands all those other bee things to just attack you and take all your Pikmin. It was pretty annoying, but it was awesome. At number 7, we have the Smoky Prog. I believe this is like the underdeveloped baby of the Mamuda. I forgot where I heard that, and it's probably for sure wrong. But yeah, this thing I know is also a fan favorite, but it kills all of your Pikmin so quickly. It's like the moment you throw your Pikmin in there, you might get a couple of hits, but they're gone. But it's pretty cool. It was even a spirit in Super Smash Bros. Yeah, let's move on. Number 6, we have the Plasma Wraith, and this was the final boss in Pikmin 3, and it was an okay boss. It wasn't the greatest, but it was creepy looking. Like, that's pretty cool, and the way it, like, stabs all your Pikmin and eats them, I don't know, it was pretty cool boss. It just, there wasn't much satisfaction when you killed it. Like, there was no big explosion, or it just dying in an awesome way. It was just, I don't know. And there wasn't too much explanation to why it was there. Like, I don't know. I felt like they could have given it more backstory or something. But Pikmin doesn't do that a lot. At number 5, we had the Water Wraith. Now, that's 2 Wraiths in a row. This thing would take the spot of number 1. If in the second part of the boss, or I don't know, it didn't stand up and run around, because it just looked so silly and goofy. But like the picture I have on right now, that looks pretty cool with the 2 rock wheel things. It was a really cool boss till it did that, but I still really love it, and that's why it takes a spot at number 5. We have the Burrowing Snagret. This boss always remained one of my favorites. It was pretty cool. There was lots of them, and it was a mini boss in Pikmin 3. It was a really cool boss. You could even call it a mini boss, I don't know. But it looks cool. I made a plush of it. It's I made an okay plush of it, but I don't know. It always had a special place in my heart because it was, I don't know. At number 3, we have the Armored Cannon Beetle. And just like I said with the Water Wraith, this could take place at number 1 because it was an amazing boss. The way you had to hit it in its cannon, and its back would open up, and you have to hit the back. But the problem is it was very simple, just kind of walked around. There wasn't too much risk in it, but it looks really awesome. At number 2, we have Emperor Bullblax. This thing was amazing, and it was in Pikmin 1, Pikmin 2, and Hey Pikmin. Although you killed it in like 2 seconds in Pikmin 2, in Pikmin 1, it made an awesome final boss. Because, like the name implies, it's the Emperor of Bullboards, Emperor Bullblax. And it's just amazing, like the way it emerges from the sand, the way it looks. I just really, really like it. The way you have to get those Pikmin to throw the rocks in their mouth or get eaten. I don't know. It was just pretty cool. And yeah, let's move on to our number 1 spot. My number 1 favorite boss is the Behemoth Phosbat. This thing looks amazing and creepy, and the boss was so unique, the way you had to kind of light all those lights till it fell, and then you have to keep on attacking it. It was so, like, unique, this boss, and it was the second boss in Pikmin 3, and it was, I don't know, I always liked it, because it could also, I wish, like, when it sprinkled that purple mist, it would turn your Pikmin into Spore Pikmin, but, still, it was great. Like, it was, I don't know, it was so awesome. And the way you could turn invisible and stuff, it was super cool. And I've done it a lot once I beat Pikmin 3. And that was my personal list of the Pikmin bosses ranked from worst to best. Now, you may not agree, you may, like, really not agree, but I just felt like it'd be a fun video to do and something different from the channel for a change. Now there will be another Mario plush video coming out soon, and stay tuned for that. But for now, just have fun, enjoy the quarantine, and stay safe. This is Hunter's Arcade, signing out.